Hi everybody, welcome to the launch of London Landmarks Half Marathon 2023. We're so excited to be launching 2023 charity partnerships. We're just going to give it another minute or so just to make sure everyone can join. So bear with us and then we'll get started and introduce ourselves. We're getting there. Numbers are going up. We'll just give everyone another 30 seconds or so just to join. We are recording the webinar, so if you do need to leave early or you need to share it with another member of your team, it will be available after the webinar finishes. Great, so I think we'll kick off and people can join us as we're kind of going through our introductions. So yes, a huge thank you for joining us. We're so excited to have so many charities interested in London Landmarks Half Marathon 2023. So hello, I'm Katie. I'm Head of Event Partnerships and Communications at London Landmarks. And then we've got Amelia.
I'm Amelia. I'm the Charity Partnerships Manager at London Landmarks Half Marathon. So if you come on board as a charity partner with us, I'll be your main point of contact, and you'll probably be hearing a lot from me as I will be sending out most of the comms to you. I also work really closely with Jo Henderson. She is the event assistant, and she will be helping out today with your questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the questions or chat box, and Jo will make sure that we get to them at the end of the presentation. I also wanted to introduce you to Jamie Still. He is the operations director at Great Run Company, who are our operations provider. And later on in the webinar, Jamie's going to talk you through the Great Run Company's hand in the day.
If we move slides, I will give you some information about what to expect from today's webinar. So we're going to give you an overview of the London Landmarks Half Marathon and what makes our event so special and why we want you to come on board with us as a charity partner for 2023. The Great Run Company are going to introduce themselves and tell you a little bit more about what they do. And then we're going to go into detail about the 2023 event and how you can get involved and apply to become a charity partner, which of course we very much hope you do. A couple of housekeeping points. As Amelia mentioned, there is a chat function. So if you've got any questions, please do put them in there. Jo will try and answer as we go, and we will also try and answer as many as we can at the end of the session. If not, we will email our answers later this afternoon. I mentioned earlier we are recording the webinar, which will be available later today, so you can share the recording with anyone who couldn't make it. And just a note of warning, if you are watching from a mobile, you may struggle to watch the two short videos that we're going to show. So we would recommend watching from a desktop if you can. Great, I think that's all the admin, so we can move on to the fun stuff.
All right, so to start off, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of our current and previous partners for all the work you've put into LHM in the past. For 2022, we had 300 charity partners, which was amazing. And we're so grateful to the charity sector for being involved. For those of you who don't know, LHM 2022 took place at the start of this month on Sunday, the 3rd of April. It was an incredible day, and we thought to kick off today, we'd show you our highlights video. We hope you enjoy and that it gives you a real sense of the day.
Half Marathon has charity at its heart. It's organised by Tommy's to benefit 300 different charities. There's nothing more important than raising money for charity today. That's exactly what it's all about. It's going to be the best yet.
5 years now and it gets better. It's wonderful.
The atmosphere is amazing. The sun's out, so I'm feeling actually quite excited. It's fantastic seeing all these people around and everyone coming for good causes is fantastic. Really good.
And what will it be like when Mummy crosses the finish line?
It'll be a miracle.
Oh, the atmosphere here is brilliant, and hopefully everybody helps us get through it. To cross the finish line will be really a massive achievement.
This is the London Landmarks Half Marathon, and I'm with a group of blokes. There's the BT Tower, there's St Paul's Cathedral, there's Tower Bridge.
I'm delighted that it's a joint venture supporting the City of London and the City of Westminster at this time. It's really important we get people to enjoy what's here in London.
I think what's really important with this is raising huge amounts of money for charity. I think over 300 charities are going to benefit.
The sun is shining, thousands of runners are raising money for charity. I couldn't be more delighted.
The rave tunnel was one of my favourite things. I think it was like mile 8 or 9, and then you're like, we're going to get to the end now, we've made it.
It's great to see like the crowds are out and all the donations coming. It's fantastic. It's amazing to see.
I've never done a half where there's that many like live musical events around, so it's super cool. It's my first race in London, so.
It's going to continue to grow, because why wouldn't you want to come into like central London, closed roads, just see the beauty of the city? It's not just for the UK. People around the world should be coming here, because it's the best city in the world, and we've got the best landmarks, and we run around them on this date, and we'll do it next year as well.
What makes this such a brilliant day for runners is that it's an stonking route of entertainment. We're all about bringing history to life. We have a range of fantastic activities on the route today that runners can look out for, from suffragists campaigning for votes for women and a gladiator fighting in Guildhall Yard to a special celebration of the Tower of London, and runners will have spotted Elizabeth I and Anne Boleyn. So there really is something for everyone on the route. Our fundraising target that we're hoping to raise is £6.5 million across the whole charity sector from today. So people have done an absolutely staggering job. It's amazing, and we're so proud that the event, I mean, it's a lot of fun, but it makes a huge difference.
We're up to 6.5 million this year, which puts us at 26 million actually since we started, and it's for 300 charities.
The sights are incredible, the people are so amazing. It's like all these like random strangers cheering you on is just like the best feeling ever. An amazing, amazing race. I loved it.
All right, wow, it was amazing to relive that through the video. We love that. Right, so our updated income across the charity sector is now over 7 million, and it keeps rising. And this is the highest total of any of our events to date. So this is an amazing achievement for the runners that took part and for the charities that were involved, and we're so happy about it.
And to follow on from this, obviously what the kind of videos really highlighted is that charity really is at the heart of our event. It is what it is all about. So a little bit of background about the London Landmarks Half Marathon is that it is owned and operated by Tommy's, the Baby Lost charity. It was set up in 2014, and the first event took place in 2018. And the main goal was to raise money for Tommy's, but to also raise a lot of incredible funds for the wider charity sector. So it's 100% not-for-profit event, which is what makes us so special and very different from other mass participation events. We know what charities want. We know what makes a good event for charities. We put charities first in all our decisions, and we want you to get as much out of the event as possible. So we are an event that is for all charities, big or small, and that's something that we really pride ourselves on. We've had 300 charity partners this year, which, as Amelia said, is an incredible number, and we want to go bigger, even bigger in 2023. So we very much look forward to welcoming you on board. And what makes our event so unique and special is the route. It is absolutely incredible. We are the only closed road half marathon that goes right through the City of London and the City of Westminster. So runners get to experience amazing sights, the real iconic landmarks of London. So from Trafalgar Square and Nelson's Column to St Paul's Cathedral, Monument, Tower of London, Tower Bridge, the Shard, runners get to see it all, run past them all, and they get photos of landmarks in the background. It's a huge selling point and something that that really makes us such an iconic event. And that leads into our strapline of the event, which is the grand, the quirky, and the hidden. So the grand is all about the grand iconic landmarks that I've just mentioned, but we also celebrate the quirky and hidden history, culture, and facts of London. So we're all about bringing to life the history of the capital. So we showcase the secret history and culture of London. We have fun facts on the route, and it's about celebrating the capital and really showcasing a slightly different side to London, and it's something that runners really engage with and what makes us really stand out as an event. And there are a lot of activities on the route that really showcase this, but I will just touch on a few, give you a little bit of a whistle-stop tour. So as you'll have seen in the video, we like to start the race with some real kind of icons of London. So this year we have the Lord Mayor of Westminster and the City Sheriff in all their incredible finery, sending runners off in style. And we also have our bowler hat send-off at the start line, which celebrates the invention of the bowler hat just round the corner from the start line in the 1800s, and we have volunteers donning a bowler hat to really send runners off in a true celebration. And we also had one of the fantastic charity bear mascots joining in the bowler hat send-off this year, which made it a little bit more special. And then other route activities, I mean, it's just so quirky, you couldn't really make it up. We're bringing to life the gladiator life in our Roman reception. So this year we had gladiators fighting in Guildhall Yard, and as you can see, runners loved it. They stopped for photos, and yeah, it really was a special moment. We have our suffragist pageant. That's something that we bring back year on year. So we celebrate votes for women and the suffragist campaign in London. And then new for this year was our Right Royal Party, which brought to life the history of the Tower of London and its fascinating connections to the royal family. So runners will have run past Anne Boleyn and Queen Elizabeth I. Some runners were even stopping to bow or curtsy to Queen Elizabeth, which was really fun. We celebrated the history of the West End in our It's Showtime activation, and as usual, we have heritage postal vehicles at our postal car celebration, celebrating the history of the postal service in London. And then we finish the route with our historic finish, where we have volunteers dressed as amazing historical characters, so that as runners cross the finish line, they can have Henry VIII and Dick Whittington and William Shakespeare, Queen Victoria, cheering them on and giving them a big clap and a chance for runners to have a selfie. And then iconic present day residents such as the Chelsea pensioners and the Pearly Kings and Queens always line our finish line and are a true runner favourite. And it just makes the finish that little bit more special for runners. It makes it more memorable, and it just, it really gives them a fantastic finisher feeling, and it's a real favourite of the event. And it's not just activities on the route that bring to life the history of London. We scatter lots of fun pink and yellow signage across the route, pointing out landmarks, quirky facts, hidden secrets. There's one that showcases the smallest police station in London, so runners can really feel engaged as the miles count down, and also learn a little bit as well about where they're running. And then that's just the tip of the iceberg, really, the historic activities. In terms of music and dance, we just have so much going on the route. There's endless entertainment for runners, so from kind of brass bands, rock choir, London show choir, steel bands, so kind of drumming bands. We have 2 performance stages en route that we really use to kind of highlight up and coming talent, youth groups, community groups. Music and dance are a great way for us to entertain runners, but to also partner with various community groups and showcase fantastic diverse talent and the diversity of music that really is kind of across London. So these are just a few things that kind of we've had in the past and that runners can look out for. But it's not just a race for participants, it's as much for spectators as for runners. So we offer free guided history tours. This year we partnered with the City of London Guides and the City of Westminster Guides, and they offered 7 free history tours on the route, which spectators could join while they're waiting for their runner. We also launched our annual City Selfie Challenge, which encourages spectators to explore the route while they're waiting for their runners and take a selfie in front of a landmark. We have treasure hunts for children. So, you know, hopefully what we've showcased here is that London Landmarks is a whole day out for the family, and it's a real celebration of London for everyone to enjoy.
Right, so one thing we like to encourage is for you to get your runners involved, have fun, and go the extra mile to boost their fundraising. And one of the ways we suggest doing this is through fancy dress. We love that this fantastic bear from Abigail's Footsteps takes part every year, as does Bagpuss. And we love just seeing all the random fancy dress that comes out on the day. Guinness World Record attempts are another way to get your runners involved. We really encourage this, and we're happy to support you in however we can. In this photo, you can see Macmillan runner and fundraiser Alan Harris attempted to run the fastest half marathon dressed as a gorilla. Unfortunately, he missed the time needed, but he plans to try again in 2023. So again, we can support you and your runners, and we find that this generates really good coverage for your charity on race day and is a great way to boost fundraising.
And we just really love going the extra mile for runners. That is what our event is all about. It's giving them a fantastic experience. So one of the special touches that we add is our medals. And anybody that's seen one of our medals knows how special they are. We really take a lot of pride into the design and the execution so that runners get really excited about them. We celebrate a different landmark every year. Our medals open, so they're really interactive. And this year, the medal was Big Ben, which we were so excited about. And the clock face actually spins inside the medal, so it's so unique. And as you can see here, runners want to collect the full set. Some people are very competitive about it. They love having every medal, and it just means they keep wanting to come back every year and raising more money for your charity. And inside the medals, another special touch that we offer are our golden tickets, which are hidden prizes inside the medal. So this year we hid 16 golden tickets at the finish line, and these are kind of any type of treat from an afternoon tea to kind of free entry into an iconic London tourist attraction. So it just offers a little bit more fun and intrigue at the finish line. And then once runners have finished the race, they can go and enjoy a well-earned glass of Prosecco for free at our partner bar Salsa. Bath also have 2 venues, one in Temple on Embankment and one in Soho, and they have DJs across the route as well, but runners can go in here and have a really nice end to their race day experience. But on top of this, we also secure amazing deals and discounts across London for runners and volunteers. So if your runners are travelling to London for the weekend, they're planning to really make a weekend of it, then they can experience fantastic offers into restaurants, cafes, bars, tourist attractions such as kind of St Paul's Cathedral or Tower of London. We just like to kind of offer that as an extra step for runners to make their weekend a little bit more memorable. And we're an award-winning event, something that we're very proud of. We've won a lot of awards since our first event in 2018. So from Medal of the Year, which is always one of our favourites to win, to fundraising event of the year, charity event of the year, we are a highly regarded, prestigious event. And that means that it's a very popular event to take part in as a runner, and it means it's a fantastic opportunity to get involved with as a charity partner. And we want to always push ourselves to get bigger and better every year. But ultimately, what makes the London Landmarks such a brilliant opportunity for charities to get involved is the fundraising opportunity. It's a real chance to bring in some new income for your charity, especially after what has been such a difficult time for the wider charity sector. So as Amelia mentioned, over £7 million has been raised to date from the London Landmarks Half Marathon 2022 event, which is staggering and huge, just so phenomenal, and we couldn't be more pleased with that. But that also takes us now over £27 million raised across all charities from all our events since 2018. And the average page value on Just Giving this year for the 2022 event was £670 per runner, an amazing amount, and that's roughly £100 higher than the average half marathon fundraising page value. So what that means is that runners in the London Landmarks Half Marathon will raise more for your charities than other events. And that's something that we know is a fantastic achievement to be proud of. We are currently in the middle of a process to choose a new fundraising partner. So usually we've partnered with Just Giving since the 2018 event, and we are currently going through a tender process. And we hope to be able to announce who our fundraising partner for the next 3 years will be very shortly. So that information will come out very soon. But whoever we go with, we and them will provide you with fundraising support, resources and ideas to really help your runners and maximise the fundraising opportunities. And one of the resources that we always have that Just Giving have worked on us with is the fundraising leaderboard that you can see on the screen, which celebrates top individual fundraisers and showcases the amazing fundraising that runners are achieving in our event. So we like to offer the top 5 to 10 fundraisers a celebration, and we send them a star fundraising race bib to wear on race day, and we invite them to the start line to have a photo and to start at the front of the race. So we really kind of want to celebrate with you those top fundraisers.
Right, so when you come on board as a charity partner, what can you expect from us? So we are always here to help and support you. You can chat to any one of our dedicated team, either over the phone or via email. We always aim to get back to you within 24 hours. And we aim to be as accessible as possible to charities of all sizes. We're there for you no matter how many places you want to buy. And we feel that because we are a charity ourselves, we understand charities, so we try to make decisions and think from your perspective. And we're also really keen to work with new charities. So if you're new, definitely apply. So another thing that we pride ourselves on is our clear communication. We send out comms on a monthly basis and kind of more leading up to race day. We also provide you with guides for our registration platform, as well as charity cheer stations, so you know what you need to be doing. We provide awareness and publicity for your charity. We'll publish your charity's logo on our website with the URL to yours. And we also provide you with marketing assets you can use. So we provide a suite of marketing assets that you can access via WeTransfer, and you can use that on your advertising when you're recruiting places. We also provide you an opportunity for a branded and themed cheer station, which you'll see in the following slides, as well as the opportunity to potentially take part in our charity mascot dash, which I'll also touch on in a few slides. Right, so all charity partners are expected to host a themed cheer station. So this is your chance to support your runners and show them how much you value them. Seeing you cheer them on during the race makes the event so special for them. We also ask that charities embrace the spirit of our race by finding ways to incorporate our theme, the grand, the quirky, and the hidden history and culture of London into their cheer stations. So on this slide, you can see some images of our Big Ben and St. Paul level partners. They host large themed cheer stations that are super loud, lots of music and props involved. You don't have to go as big as them, but they are some great cheer stations to have a look at. So you can see here, British Heart Foundation have their iconic double-decker bus. Alzheimer's Research did a theme of Let's Get Physical, celebrating the most popular sporting activities in London. Gosh celebrated their Great Ormond Street Hospital's 170th birthday with a birthday party themed cheer station and a DJ truck. Guide Dog celebrated the London Underground with their double-decker bus that had a DJ on the roof. And Teenage Cancer Trust celebrated London's music icons, and they serenaded runners with their choirs. So as you can see, charities big and small come out on race day, and their presence is what ultimately makes the race so special for runners. But rest assured that you don't have to spend a lot of money on your cheer station or have a huge amount of people present on race day to make a massive impact for your runners. Right, so this year was our inaugural mascot dash, and we are so happy with how it turned out. We had 8 charity mascots toe the line in a 100-meter dash just a few minutes ahead of the first runners crossed the finish. The atmosphere was absolutely fantastic, and we're planning to do it again in 2023, only bigger and better. We were oversubscribed this year, so next year we plan to have 2 mascot heats, and applications will open probably around the end of this year, so watch this space if you're interested in getting involved. And if your charity doesn't already have a mascot, LHM 2023 could be the perfect opportunity for a mascot debut or launch. So I wanted to share some fantastic feedback we've received for some of our charity partners. So you can have a look at the slides, but I'm just going to pick out a few bits. So Jay from the Pituitary Foundation said, "A massive congratulations on yet another superb event. LHM was delivered to perfection as always. You all deserve a great deal of praise as this is such an incredible event. We are so happy to be involved with the event, and I'm delighted to say that 2022 was the most our charity has ever raised through a challenge fundraising event." And Claire from Grief Encounter said, "You guys get everything right from all the comms beforehand, being able to pick up the phone and talk to you, the simple admin for us, and the most incredible and vibrant race day." So for us, it's brilliant to hear that charities are loving our event, and it's always so wonderful to hear their feedback after race day. We really pride ourselves on being fair and accessible to charities of all sizes, and we love supporting everyone. So now I wanted to share a short video from the Justin Edinburgh 3 Foundation. They were a small new charity to LHM 2022 with only 5 places in the event, but they did an absolutely incredible job this year. And I'm sure you'll agree with me that you'll find this video really powerful, and it really shows what a small charity can achieve. And I just find what they did this year incredibly inspirational.
We're here today in the sunny capital of London for the London Landmarks Half Marathon and for the Justin Edinburgh 3 Foundation. For us, this is an event we've really been looking forward to. It's the first time we've been invited to this event, and it's something that we're really excited about, and we're sure it's going to be a fantastic day. We've got some fantastic runners. We have Josh Wright, who's a trustee of the foundation. We have Josh James, we have Tom Cullinane, we have Poppy Payne, we have Daisy Lewis, and we have Margaret Dudley. Come on, let's go JE3 team.
When we got past the mile 9, I started crying. I got really emotional.
Yeah.
It's just so nice seeing everyone.
Everybody's needed some good times back in their life, and I think an event like today is going to bring everybody together for some fantastic causes.
We was all waiting for mile 9 for the cheer station, and we was building up to that.
Mile 10, I got a second win.
And I didn't, basically.
Seeing my little boy there, Josh, really spurred me on today and meant so much to me. And just when I was probably starting to feel it a little bit, I see them, I see him, and I give him some big kisses. As a JE3 trustee, this is what it's all about and why I participate, and I could hear his voice echoing from up above, and that took me to another level today.
Justin was always life and soul, really, wasn't he? So, like, it was fitting today. Bit of atmosphere about the place, he would have loved it.
He's going to be with them every step of the way, and once they cross that finish line, they should be really, really proud of what they've achieved.
Yeah, if I said that, we've done it. And I said at one point, my legs, I've got to walk. She went, just keep going. I was like, walking's going to make it worse. But no, it's over.
So I think with the money raised, well over £10,000, that's, you know, for us 10 defibrillators that we can house in different locations up and down the country.
And those however many more defibrillators will be able to save however many more lives now. So it's such an amazing cause.
For us, in continuing my dad's legacy and Justin's name, and to hopefully continue to push for Justin's law, that's another massive step in the right direction for us. It's another one of those pinch yourself moments, and just shows, you know, how far we've come in such a short space of time.
Right, so hopefully that gives you some ideas of what small charities can do. With 5 runners, you can just make an absolute impact on the day. All right, so on top of the fantastic service we provide from our side, our operations delivery partner, Great Run Company, provide amazing, high quality, expertly organized event. They ensure the on-the-day race operations go smoothly. So as I introduced before, Jamie Still, who is the operations director from Great Run Company, is here to chat you through what they do.
Thanks, Amelia. Thanks, Katie. That's teed me up quite nicely, hopefully. I'll try and deliver here, as we did back on April the 3rd. Just before I get started, to give everybody a bit of background, me personally, and also Great Run Company. Personally, I've worked in the event industry now for over 20 years. I've been lucky enough to travel around the world with this job, delivering events in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, in Melbourne in Australia, in Dublin and Ireland, and then across the country. It's safe to say that I don't think I've ever come across an event that really captures the imagination and plucks on the heartstrings, I guess, as much as London Landmarks does. But also, it's not just about that. It's got something about it. I mentioned to the team before this year's event that the event has just got something about it. So I would certainly encourage anybody here who is listening to this presentation and kind of sitting on the fence, maybe I'll get involved, maybe we won't, give it a go. It really has got something about it. Okay, so I've got a bit of experience. I've been putting barriers out and gantries up for a fair amount of time. We've gone through a fantastic presentation so far, showing some amazing elements of the event. But what underpins that is some real fundamentals of logistics and event delivery expertise, if you like. So that's where the Great Run Company and London Landmarks, specifically Tommy's, came together. It's an association that we've had now for 2 years. It's been a challenging couple of years, actually, what with the pandemic, but we were really happy to be able to deliver the successful second year of the event, and we'll be looking to deliver the third year in 2023. In terms of what we can do, you know, we've been in this game now since 1981, which is when our founder, Brendan Foster, started the company with our Great North Run, which is our flagship event up here in the northeast of England. From there, we've gained a huge amount of expertise and reputation, and I would describe ourselves as a good away team. You know, we can deliver on our home patch here in Newcastle, but we're equally adept at delivering in Manchester, Birmingham, Bristol, Portsmouth, London, wherever wherever we go, we deliver really well. In 2014, a real landmark for us was delivering the 1 millionth finisher across the finish line of the Great North Run. So that's a good 8 years ago now. I can't do the sums, but we get about 45,000 finishes every year. Perhaps those of you who are better at maths than I am quickly can do that calculation. So we're well above 1.25 million people having done the Great North Run. We've got really good networking and outreach with our commercial partnerships. We've always wanted to make sure that our events have got elite elements, but also that inclusivity. So we cater for a wide range of people to be able to come and attend our events. We do bring TV to the game, and if you like watching athletics on TV, you'll see us delivering the likes of the Great Manchester Run at the end of May on the telly, and then our flagship event, as I mentioned, the Great North Run in September as well. Charity sector is something that we work with very regularly, and you know, we are great supporters of that charity sector. There's no doubt some of you on this presentation today who come along and support our events, and we support you as well. So we know what that integration, that dovetailing of charities into the events really means to us, and also to you to try and get those much needed funds raised as well. And then as we move forward, clearly sustainability is something that we're all going to have to be more conscious of, so that's what we're looking to do. So where are we in our journey, a Great Run company? Well, we successfully designed and delivered a COVID secure event in 2021. I haven't written any more about that on this particular presentation because I think the period through COVID is probably a time that we'll look back on, but is also a time that we'd probably like to forget quite quickly as well. It was very challenging on a personal level for everybody, not being able to do the things, and we saw in that latest video there that, you know, these events do really bring people together. So COVID to one side, we delivered a successful event last year with its significant challenges, but it was really good to work with Katie and Amelia and the team this year to really bring back all the unique elements of the London Landmarks, which is basically you guys, you know, bringing you guys along and really lining that route from start to finish with all that activation and engagement, which was fantastic. In 2022, I've heard comment, and I'm not saying it's my comment, but I have heard comment that it was regarded as the best London Landmarks event to date. That's brilliant. Make sure you're involved, and let's make sure that 2023 is the best that we can do to date. So, you know, as I mentioned before, I would thoroughly recommend getting involved with this. This event has got something about it. We did have to rework a number of elements for the 2022 event. COVID, we were given some dispensations, but we had to rework those. So we had to realign more to our pre-COVID footprint of the event, both our geography and our time, our chronology, if you like, which, you know, was quite challenging. And, you know, I think we delivered a really, really good event, which has got some pretty complex and sophisticated logistics around it. And I'll touch on that perhaps in the last slide, and that's where we want to try and work and engage with people like yourself to see how we can make your experience better, which ultimately makes the event experience better. Then in 2023, we are looking to increase numbers, which is fantastic. So we're working really hard with the key stakeholders in London to secure that. And, you know, we're looking at an increase in numbers, which is great for Katie and Amelia and the team. You know, the event has got a significant amount of following, and there's a lot of people that want to get involved. So I think that's a real strong point for you guys. Certainly wanting to try and generate those funds. So it is an event where we'll see increased numbers in 2023. We are looking to try and secure some exciting new route news. So we can't disclose that right here and now, but please do look out for that. It's already a landmark packed event, but there are some more landmarks we can get in there, and we think we've secured a fantastic one, so stay tuned for that one. We're also trying to design a long-term development plan. So this is really one element of sustainability, if you like, in terms of really bedding this event in, making sure that it grows on its success year on year and can become a real foundation and platform for Tommy's, but also yourselves, to be able to view this event as an annual occurrence where you can really make a difference to your charities. So that long-term plan is something that we're doing. And I couldn't help but put in my little donkey icon at the bottom here, which hopefully you're all having a little chuckle about. Next year, the event is on Palm Sunday, and yes, we do have to take into consideration a donkey procession that will go across T Square, Trafalgar Square, to the local church, St Martin's on the Field. So if that's not worth turning up for, I'm not too sure what is. So listen, we are, and look, I'm not going to be ashamed in anything I say here. We are excellent at what we do. Specifically myself, I've got a lot of experience, 2 years under my belt of London Landmarks now. We think excellent is the standard that we work to and we always aspire to, and our capabilities in design and planning is born out from that mantra, if you like. In the center of this particular slide, you can see collaborative thinking. So ourselves working with Katie, Amelia and the team at Tommy's, but also the extended team, which we would include the charities in that, in trying to work around creative planning and delivery solutions, information sharing, which is obviously key to making sure that plans that get designed are then implemented correctly. Safe delivery and governance of that delivery is really important. So we've got a really good online system where we look to engage with charities and other stakeholders to make sure we can go on a journey with them and make sure that we're getting the relevant information back to make sure we've got good governance over what is being delivered into the site. And then of course, documentation and permissions. You know, unfortunately, it is something that we need to be really good and really tight on. But if we can get all that right, then the devil that is in the detail will make sure that we deliver a fantastic event. And as I said on a previous slide, I've been party to people saying that it's the best event that we've that's been delivered from a London Landmarks point of view. And those there are the cornerstones as to what we build the event from. There's a lot of detail that needs to go in there clearly, but that's how we look to do it: collaborative thinking, and then from that we make sure that we can design and create delivery solutions that are really creative. And share that information, look after that governance, make sure all the documentation is in place as well. So I'd like to think that I'm instilling in you there some faith that you can trust in us to deliver an excellent product for you guys to come and show your charity runners and others that might want to get involved in the future exactly what they can be a part of in coming to take part in the London Landmarks Half Marathon. So listen, one last slide from me. Event symbiosis. In short, working together for mutual advantage. Katie has been absolutely fantastic in the journey that we've been involved with London Landmarks in opening my eyes really into what the boundaries are and how you can really push the level of content and an activation that you can have on a route, whether it be from a very small area for charity cheering or whether it's a big area that's become far more developed. That's really down to yourselves and the level of engagement you want to try and get into. But really this event can cater for all of that. But in order to try and make it better year on year, we need to work with people like yourselves and understand what we can do better. How can technology work? On-site deployment is always a challenge. If you think about all those roads we close, how do we then get all of you to the positions you need to be in? You know, those types of things. Sustainability. How can we make sure the information we give you and the design of the activation that you want to do is as sustainable and as green, if you like, as it can be going forward? You know, creative planning. Another thing, you know, I put barriers on the ground, I design routes, that type of thing. I'm not necessarily the disposition where I understand how creative you can be with these things. So getting your feedback, getting your input is absolutely something that myself, Katie and Amelia would like to see in the future. So again, that symbiosis for me is how we can work together for mutual benefit. How can I get information to you so that you can use that information to deliver the best activation? And how can I then get what you need back to me so that we can open up the route and make sure that we can put you in positions which are good for you to maximize your opportunity, but also how we actually physically get you to where you need to be on the ground on the day to make it a seamless operation for you also. So look, hopefully there's a little bit of comfort you can take from all of that detail. I'm absolutely loving the experience of working with the team at Tommy's. I thoroughly recommend you get involved, and I'm not just saying that. This event really has got something about it. Please do fire over any operational questions you might have to the team today or latterly, and more than happy to field those and help you on the journey. And hopefully we'll see you at the event in 2023.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Right, so the event date for 2023 will be Sunday, the 2nd of April. And if you decide to become a partner, we have 6 different partnership levels available. We want all charities to be able to get involved, big or small. So we sell from 5 places up to 500 places. Our application is open to all charities on a fair and equal basis, and this is something we think is very important. All of this is in our charity partnership brochure, which we're going to be sending out to you later this afternoon. Our application timeline, so charity applications will open tomorrow. Applications are not based on any sort of first come, first served basis. Every application is reviewed by us, so please take your time to apply, fill in as much detail as you can, and get them back to us by the 9th of May. For those charities applying to be Big Ben charity partners, we will be hosting in-person interviews on the 24th and 25th of May. And it's just worth noting that we will continue to accept applications after the 9th of May on a rolling basis, but we do recommend that you apply as soon as possible to avoid any disappointment. Right, so you can apply online, and this afternoon we will send through an email that has exact links to that, as well as our charity partnership brochure. So that will give you all the details you need. But just so you know, the price per place this year is £140. That's a 2% increase from 2022. However, that's the price was frozen previous to that, so we feel like this is fair. And when you're filling in your application, please remember to include as much information as possible. Key things that we'll be looking for on the application are your commitment to our theme, so that's our celebration of London. Do you have a celebrity ambassador that is willing to take part or perhaps promote the event? Do you have a charity mascot that might be willing to take part in the mascot dash, or maybe a bear mascot that is willing to take part in our bowler hat send-off? And can you promote our ballot? So one of the ways we can help you promote the event and promote your places is through our advertising. Our advertising packages will go on sale at the end of May. We have various opportunities available for you to purchase. Some of the examples you can see on your screen here. The square is an MPU, or what we call a mid-page unit. We sell those, as well as leaderboard, which are the long advertisements you see there. And we also have social media advertising available to purchase. New to this year, we have some more Instagram available because we have 10,000 subscribers on Instagram. So we have kind of links through possibilities for you. And all the advertising will go on sale at the end of May, and we'll be sending through all the details in the next couple of weeks. But just so you know, the packages have no connection to race, places, or partnership level, and that charity advertising is available on a first come, first served basis. Finally, a few dates for you to keep note of. Our ballot. So our ballot is going to take place in July, and so you know, if you don't already, we have a very limited amount of ballot places. Our ballot's always incredibly oversubscribed. And what we'll be doing is we'll be driving those who are unsuccessful in the ballot to your charities to try to secure a place through us. So these dates are really important, especially for your advertising planning. So please take note. Our charity console will open around September, and it will close in February. All the exact dates will be confirmed and will be really clear in our comms with you. Finally, we have a new email address. So previously, we were on support@lhm.co.uk, but now we are having all charity inquiries to charities@lhm.co.uk. So please contact us through this new email address. The email you'll be receiving this afternoon will come from this email address, and all further contact will be through charities. Right, so thank you so much for everyone who joined us today. We really look forward to working with you in 2023. Look out for our email this afternoon, which will have the link to the recording, the brochure, and links to the application tomorrow. And if you have any questions, please get in touch with us via the email. And now we will look at some of the questions that have come through throughout the webinar.
Yes, brilliant. Yeah, just to reiterate, Amelia, there, a huge thank you for joining us. If it is your first time hearing from us, hopefully we've answered a lot of your questions, but please do touch base with us and we can discuss it in more detail. That is something that we are proud of, that, you know, charities, we're always at the end of the phone. So if you need to ask us anything, you can email us or you can give us a call, and we're here to help you. So we've had a few questions come through, so I'll just touch on some. So one question was whether if we use a new fundraising partner, whether charities can still use Just Giving. At this stage, as we're still in the tender process, we won't be advising on that, but as soon as we make a decision on which fundraising partner we will be using, and we are talking to Just Giving as well, we will let you know the next steps. So rest assured, don't worry, all your questions will be answered as soon as we have announced our new fundraising partner. And just on that as well, if you've partnered with us before, you'll know that our current registration platform and charity console provider is active. We are also going to tender at the moment for a new registration provider and charity console provider. We know this can sometimes be a bit confusing for charities, so we've asked for a lot of charity feedback during this process, and when the console goes live later this year, we will give you all the information you need if it's a new provider and how to use it. We'll be looking to do extra webinars throughout the year as well, to answer as many questions as we can. There's also a question come through that can more places be purchased at a later date? It is a really, really difficult question to answer. We normally sell out within the first kind of month of charity applications. So that's why Amelia has said that charity applications close the 9th of May. We'll be reviewing all applications and allocating at that stage. We will keep applications and a waiting list open, and we'll review if we've still got some places left. If you're thinking that you might want to buy extra places during the year, it's really difficult to be able to say because we tend to sell out. And if you really want to avoid disappointment, you think you've got 5 runners interested, you've got a couple that are potentially interested, you've got a lot of marketing time, it might be best to go for that 10 place package, knowing that you'll be able to promote and you've got plenty of time to reach more runners. So it's a very difficult one. It can never be guaranteed that more places will be available. Something that we do offer later in the year, around kind of December time, is charity sales between charities. So if some charities are looking to sell a few places and some charities are looking to buy a few extra places, we manage all transactions and approve them from the Landmarks team. But we will introduce you to charities that you can buy additional places from. But again, that's not guaranteed. It's only if charities are looking to sell other places. So if you're not sure, probably we would always recommend to potentially buy a couple of extra because there will be a strong demand. Do we have hotel connections for runners is the question. We don't at the moment. We have previously had a hotel partner, but it's not something that we have for the 2022 event. It is something we'll be looking for the 2023 event, but it's not something that's confirmed at the moment. We've had a question about whether the 2023 event will be wheelchair friendly. It is something that we've been working on. We were hoping to go wheelchair friendly in 2021, but then with all the COVID changes that we had to make to the route, it was very difficult to make it wheelchair friendly at the same time. There is quite a lot of approval that needs to happen across our stakeholders to ensure that the route is safe. So it is something that we are working with our stakeholders at the moment. very, very much hope that we'll be able to announce soon that the 2023 race will be wheelchair friendly. So watch this space is all I can say on that one. There's a question about cheer stations. Would we consider designating, allocating cheer points for charities like we did in 2021? So usually we have never allocated cheer stations, and charities can rock up and party is what we say, unless you are having a very large theme cheer station or you're having live music. If you're having live music, we have to allocate you a location. In 2021, we allocated cheer stations to ensure that they were COVID safe and spread out across the route for social distancing. I don't think it's something we would consider again. Following feedback from charities last year, I think a lot of our charities prefer to be able to choose their own location, but we are always open to ideas, and we would love to try and make it easier for charities to know where to go on race day. So it is something that me and Amelia have discussed since the 2022 event. So we will be looking to provide extra support to charities, so you can know where to go on race day, where the best places are, where to cheer. So please do get in touch if you've got any ideas on that, because we're very open to feedback. Do we have provisions for visually impaired runners and guides? Yes, we do. So if you have visually impaired runners, you or the runner just need to get in touch with us. We are normally able to offer a free guide place to accompany the visually impaired runner. So you just need to get in touch with us, or the runner needs to get in touch with us and let us know, so that we can manage that process. There's a question about whether we roll over places between years. We do not. All charities, once they confirm their places, will need to sign our charity partnership agreement, which outlines all the terms and conditions of being a charity partner. And one of those is that our places do not roll over. So if you do not use them for the 2023 event, you cannot roll them over. If you've got any questions about that, then please do pop us an email and we can discuss further. Oh, lots of questions. Trying to get through as many as I can. Do we have a merchandise partner that can provide LHM charity supplies on with charity logos as well as LLHM logo? It's not something that we have at the moment. We do have a merchandise partner. We partner with Scimitar. It's definitely something we could look into, but what we normally tend to encourage is that, because each charity would want something so different, that charities source your own charity logoed kind of vests or t-shirts. We have moved to have, we used to give out Landmarks t-shirts before the event for runners to wear, but now we give them out at the finish line, which encourages runners to therefore wear a charity only vest or t-shirt on the race to showcase and promote your charity more. And then I think the only other one I've seen is how's the best way to create a cheer station if we've got limited resources? And I think, just as Amelia said, that any charity can have a cheer station. You really don't need to spend any money on it. It could just be yourself or a couple of volunteers. Lots of charities encourage family and friends of runners to come down on the race day to kind of boost up your cheer station. Sometimes we encourage small charities to partner with other charities that have similar causes to kind of boost your presence on the route. So we do that with Animal Alley, where it's a group of animal welfare charities all come together and kind of increase their noise and visual element for runners. So yeah, I think that's kind of the main takeaway on that, is that we want all charities to come down on race day, and it doesn't matter how big or small you are, your presence makes a difference. I think that's all the time we've got. We've run out of time. It's 12 o'clock. We'll try and answer any other questions that have come through. We'll email out, but please do email us. And just time for me to say a huge thank you for joining us. So lovely to see so many charities on board. We can't wait to receive your applications for 2023. And yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And hopefully we've got across how much we love working with you and your charities. So yeah, just thank you, and we will speak to you all soon.
Thank you so much for your time.
Great, thank you.